These are the example of my reminding word, and I show these. This is the entrance to my. Okay, here maybe we find some more. These are the pictures. That's full on the hill, the lake. Anyway, the point of this is that they call it standard operating procedure. I just realized that it was very common, especially in Japan. The idea is if it's important, make it visible. So people working and what they are doing to be described in step 1, 2, 3, 4, and where to check. And it is made visible so that the person remember it and the people can teach according to the step. And when a visitor walk around, or anybody, the supervisor, can take a look what this person is doing, in what sequence, in how, and how long it takes, so that it's visible. So the idea of that is to let everybody know, the kind of idea I call it glass wall management. Everything is transparent and visible. So there are more stuff in here, and there may be more in the other area, so that I may forget things. But when I see this is at the bedroom. There are certain things here. And it may look kind of crazy, but I don't mind if it's crazy. This is just my way of practicing the procedure that I want to maintain. Like down here, I talked about the Shakespeare's. There's nothing either good or bad, but thinking make it so. A place for everything in its place. Be in the now. Our mind moves in various fashion. In its movement, its mysterious quality, and some of the exercise issues. Example I picked up from Mika-san is just walking tiptoe. Focus on what you need to do, and you are alive only today in this moment. And when it's finished, if it's not necessary, just throw away, including the delusion and whatever that thought that you may have had. So those are the reminders again, and again and again and again. And I see it very important. I added something up there about my neck, because I had this funny feeling of, people call it fog brain or something like that, that I don't feel comfortable when that happens, that I start to notice that. Maybe that's the aging. And then I realized that this morning, at the beginning of that sense that I developed, I thought that's coming back from my neck. And I studied, and I think that's possibly because of my neck position is not quite right. It's not proven, but since my intuition was telling me that, so I posted right there, just a little word. It's not convincing yet, but it's a warning that if I can detect, I can monitor. If it's not the reason, then I can throw it away. So it's kind of like a PDCA cycle of checking. And that's what I learned by working and also writing books and practicing. And if I'm not practicing, it doesn't make sense. So it's not just the company, organization, in the society, how they do it, but individually in my life, I practice it. And of course, some people may think I'm a nut, but I don't need to be, concerned about it, because if you look at the life, as I mentioned in the other video, longevity related to how you process everything in life. And if you are delusionally, that's no good. If you're doing something wrong, that's no good. And the name of the game is to know intuitively and practice it as if from the unconscious part that become habitual pattern, good habitual pattern, so that we can eliminate the potential danger that we get into. As I often quote Charlie Munger, don't go where you may die. And I'm preparing because I know I'm going to die, but I'd rather prolong that death coming because I can enjoy my life more, but possibly I can contribute to the society. And that's my mission. And for that to accomplish, I can do anything I feel it's needed. So far, it doesn't violate the rules of the society and the protocol and the people, not get disturbed. So step at a time, I work on it. And today, actually, I was going through this meditation video, also about my 10-day meditation 25 years ago when I got the awakening. And there I found a very important sentence. You have to use your mind and listen to the heart at the same time. I knew it, I wrote down, but I haven't been practicing as diligently as I could, because when I found Saichi was talking, that his saying is that, thank you, Amida Buddha, to leave me with this delusion so that I can appreciate what the Amida power is. And that sounds like an excuse that you can make, that, it's okay to be a little bit delusionally, but not quite to the level like Saichi. Maybe he doesn't go through that so often. Maybe I have many, many, many delusions and stupid ideas floating around, and I need to clean up. And that, like I said there, when it's done, throw it away. If it's not needed, if it's a good practice that I need to keep, post it and share it and make it visible so that I become one whole process and existence aligned to what makes sense to live life. Using the brain, but listen to the heart at the same time. So that's it. Then, as Einstein mentioned, now I have to remember what he said, but I posted that don't remember things that you can look up. That's one. The other one is idiot or lazy people may not know how to use their quiet time or some such thing. That's quiet time being in samadhi here and now. That's how I interpret his word. And therefore, he is practicing all these ideas. And those quotes, if you read through them, you know it, you get it, and you may just pass through it. But actually, living with that idea is so important. And without that, you're just clogging up the brain cells with those, which you can look up if you want to look up. But you don't need to occupy it, which means no thinking, not confining yourself by pressuring that this is someone said so important, therefore I have to remember. But to remember is not the name of the game. I mean, I know these things in principle, but it point me if I'm not practicing it. So the practice is everything. Without that, all the inventory of knowledge, what does that do? Clogging up the system. So don't be like a lazy person and don't do anything about all these symptoms and not taking care of our own life, but be attentive to it and have a quiet time to those ideas to filter into our system. So that's a check and act process, to plan to act on it, to live life accordingly. As much as in the case of the company, organization, to have standard operating procedure so that to get things done properly with high quality at the, shortest time possible without waste, we ought to do the same, which help us to live long, have fun, and accomplish the mission, even if that is, in essence, it's going to go away into nothingness. But while we live, as much as people have worked hard to come up with the system and the way that we live in with certain level of luxury, but we can contribute each to progress revolutionary, for our job mission to be for the future generation and us to be happy in what we do. So let's keep working on it. Even the tiny thing can build up, and tiny waste build up can be a big waste. And if we are not taking care of it, but depend on someone else or the algorithm or whoever, whatever, that's too dangerous. You have to connect with your own heart. Everybody's got the heart. We came from the same origin, but through that process, we are evolving, enlightened, awakened, and awakened over and over, and get rid of the delusion and the wrong practice to live life well, happy life, long life, and continue this, whatever we can, to pass on to the next generation. Thank you.